We are on Batra, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Hey, fifth Mishnah in the first chapter of Masechet Batra. We're going to talk about Chatzer, the courtyard, and the fact that we learned that the courtyard is a shared area. Oh, let's dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak comments. We learned that a courtyard that has a din of chalukah is shared by if it has arba amot l'kol shutaf, if the courtyard is big enough that there are 4 amot for every partner. Let's say, for example, think of like a group of townhouses that share a common area. So that's a courtyard, and each person wants his private area. So we learned that they could coerce each other, that they were required to build a wall so that each one had his own private area. Let's go back to the Mishnah. So our Mishnah is going to tell us that not only could they coerce each other to build the wall, but they had other responsibilities, shared responsibilities as well. Says the Mishnah, Kofino tolivnot beit sha'ar v'delet lechatzer. They can force each of the other members of the courtyard can force any member of the courtyard, anybody who shares, to build a beit sha'ar. Beit sha'ar is a gatehouse, okay, near the sha'ar, okay, that they would have a shomer, they would have a guard. Let's say, for example, you live in a homeowners association, you have a guardhouse outside, so everyone has to pay. V'delet lachatzer, and also a door to the courtyard. Why? Because that's a responsibility. They have to build it. Okay, they have to build the chatzer beit shar liot shomer hapetach yoshev sham, so that the guard would sit there bitzel in the shade. They don't want people looking in. They don't want people coming into your chatzer. So the chatzer is on the outside, is right outside the Reshut Harabim, the public thoroughfare. You don't want people walking into your common courtyard, so you had a guard there. Like, just think about a gated community today. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel Omer, Rabbi Gamliel says, Lo kol hachatzerot uyot lebeit shar. Not every chatzer, not every courtyard needed a beit shar. There were some that didn't. Why? He said, look, a chatzer she'ina smucha l'reshut harabim. Let's say you had a courtyard, a shared area that was farther in, that wasn't adjacent to the public square. Eina ru'ya lebeit shar. Then it doesn't need a guardhouse. Okay, but we say, the Bartanura says, we don't pass on the Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, because sometimes people, if you have an open courtyard, who knows who can walk in? So therefore, the people have a right to say, we want a guardhouse. Everyone has to pay. Similarly, kofin oto livnot la'ir choma udlatayin ubriach. If you live in a city, the membership of the city, the community, can force every citizen of the city to build a wall, choma, udlatayin, doors, ubariach, and a lock. Ubariach is like the thing that goes down and keeps the doors closed. Okay, the bariach, rab bariach is the lock in Israel. That's called the thing that goes through the doors, the bolt. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, so Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, "Lo kol hayarot ubiyot l'choma." Not every city needs a wall. Okay, what's he talking about? So he said, what city doesn't need a wall? Ir she'ina smucha legvul ha'ivim. All right, if you're not in a city next to the border of our enemies. Let's say Sderot needed a wall, but now we have a fence. But for example, if you're near the border, then you need a wall because who knows, the enemies could come in and you'd have to have protection. But if it's not smucha, if it's not next to it, maybe you don't need a wall. The Bartanura says we don't pass them like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel because who knows? Even if if you're not near the enemies, there were gaisot, there were bands of marauders. Every city needed protection, so every citizen of the city of the ear had to pay. So kama yehe ba'ir v'hei ka'anshe ha'ir. How long do you have to live in the city in order to be considered a citizen to have to pay what essentially becomes taxes? 12 months. You have to be in the city 12 months. Or kanaba ba'idi beitira. But if you bought a home, okay, in that city, then you're like one of the people of the city. Then you're a citizen of the city immediately, and you have to pay the taxes in order to properly protect the city. Stop here. Have a great day.